It starts with a blue glow in the dark. Your thumb moves almost on its own, scrolling through a world that looks brighter than your own. You see a sunset that never fades, a smile that never wavers, and a version of success that feels so effortless. It almost feels like an insult. We have been taught to believe that this is what life should look like. We believe that if we just worked a little harder, stayed up a little later, or bought that one specific thing, we would finally arrive at that perfect destination. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself if that destination even exists? We are measuring our messy, complicated, and deeply human reality against a stage that has been carefully built to hide the flaws. We are chasing a ghost inside a machine, wondering why we are exhausted while everyone else seems to be winning. You think you are failing because you haven't reached the finish line yet, but actually, you are running toward a horizon that keeps moving because it was never real. To begin with, you are comparing the heavy, silent weight of your actual life to a curated lie. You look at the clock, then you look at the screen. Suddenly, 25 feels like a funeral for your potential. You see someone younger than you, achieving exactly what you dreamed of, and your life suddenly feels smaller, feels like everyone else received a guidebook that you somehow missed in the mail. You are constantly doing the math of your own worth, subtracting your current reality from the life you think you should have by now. This feeling of being behind is like a cold fog that follows you from room to room. It makes your coffee taste bitter, and your small victories feel like nothing at all. You landed a job, but it's not the job. You saved some money, but it's not that amount. You think you are standing still while the world is moving at light speed, but actually, you're just moving at a human pace in a world that has been edited to remove the waiting. The silence of your own progress feels like failure only because you are listening to the loud, bright noise of everyone else's highlight reels. There is a weight on your chest that you can't quite name. It's not a single big problem. It's 1,000 tiny needles of expectation. You feel it when you walk into a room or when you sit alone at night. It's the invisible pressure to be more productive, more attractive, more stable, more interesting. All the time, you feel like a performer on a stage with an audience that never goes home. Every choice you make is filtered through how it will be seen by people you don't even like. You start wondering if you actually enjoyed that moment, or if you just enjoyed how it looked in the photo. This pressure is a quiet thief. It steals your ability to just be without proving that you are being. You are carrying other people's opinions like they are your own thoughts. You think this pressure is coming from the world outside, but actually, you built it yourself. You are both the guard and the prisoner in a cage made of comparison. Think about the last photo you shared. You probably cropped out the messy parts, the things you didn't want anyone to see. You picked the one moment that looked perfect out of 20 that didn't. You adjusted the light, you fixed the angle, you shaped the story, and now realize this: everyone else is doing the exact same thing every single hour, every single day. We are all curating our own illusion, showing the gold and hiding the cost. You see the vacation, but not the argument. You see the result, but not the years of uncertainty. You see the confidence, but not the fear that never left. And slowly, without even noticing, You begin to believe that everyone else is living in a constant state of winning while you are stuck in a constant state of falling behind. But here is the truth. You are comparing your full reality, your boredom, your doubts, your silence, to their performance, to something that was staged, edited, refined, until it stopped being real. The highlight reel is not inspiration. It is distortion. And if you stare at it long enough, it becomes a weapon that you use against yourself. One night, you find yourself staring at the ceiling. The phone is face down, silent, on the table. And for the first time in a long time, there is no noise, no scrolling, no comparison, no performance, just you. And that silence feels heavier than anything else. That's when it hits you. You are tired, not the kind of tired that sleep can fix, but the kind of tired that comes from pretending for far too long. You realize you don't even know what you want anymore. You've been chasing a version of success that was never yours. You've been running without knowing why, without knowing where, without even stopping to ask if it matters. And this realization, it hurts, but it's the first honest thing you felt in a very long time. You start to see the gap between who you are right now and who you've been pretending to be. And suddenly, everything feels quiet, not peaceful, just quiet, like something inside you finally stopped fighting. What happens if you just stop? What happens if you stop checking, stop comparing, stop trying to keep up? At first, it feels strange, like something is missing, like the noise was holding something together. Your hand still reaches for the phone before you even notice it. And when it's not there, there's an emptiness that feels uncomfortable, almost like you don't know what to do with yourself. But if you stay there just a little longer, something begins to shift. You start noticing small things, the way the light falls, the way the air feels, the way your thoughts slow down. And then, for the first time in a while, you have a thought that isn't for anyone else. No audience, no performance, no expectation, just you. It's quiet, but not empty anymore. You think you are disappearing, but actually, you are finally being seen. Remember, when you were a child, you didn't think about how things looked. You just did them. You drew because you liked the colors. You ran because you liked the feeling of the wind. There was no audience, no expectations, no invisible score you had to keep up with. There was just you and the moment, and somehow, along the way, that got lost. You started looking to your left and to your right, trying to see if you were doing it the right way. You started adjusting your dreams to match what looked successful, what looked impressive, what looked acceptable. And now, you find yourself standing in the middle of a life that doesn't quite feel like yours. You achieve things, but they don't mean what you thought they would. The things that used to excite you feel distant, heavy, muted. You think you are lost, but maybe you are just finally noticing that you've been walking in the wrong direction. The cost of all this isn't loud. It doesn't crash or explode. It just sits there, quietly, growing heavier over time. It's not the burnout of working too hard. It's the burnout of pretending for too long, of holding up a version of yourself that feels less and less real. You start to feel confused about who you are when no one is watching. Your emotions become quieter, flatter. Even when something good happens, you don't really feel it. You just think about how it looks, how it would sound if you told someone else. There is a fog that slowly settles in your mind, and it makes everything feel slightly distant, slightly disconnected. You find yourself getting frustrated with people you don't even know for lives they aren't actually living, and underneath all of it, there is this quiet, hollow feeling that doesn't go away. You try to fill it with more scrolling, more noise, more distraction, but it never quite works, because what you are feeling isn't just tiredness, it's grief for the version of yourself you slowly abandoned. At some point, you begin to notice something doesn't feel right, not with you, but with the system around you. You start to realize that the algorithm was never designed to make you feel fulfilled. It was designed to keep you looking, to keep you scrolling, to keep you searching for something that never quite arrives. It doesn't want you to feel complete. It wants you to feel just slightly incomplete, just enough to keep going, just enough to keep chasing. The game you thought you were playing was never fair. It rewards what is loud, what is polished, what is visible, not what is real, not what is meaningful, not what actually lasts. And the people you thought were winning are often the ones most trapped inside the image they have to maintain, the expectations they can never step away from. At some point, you stop feeling envy and you start feeling something else, something quieter, something colder. You start to see the strings, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. The game doesn't break, but your belief in it does. What happens if you just stop? What? You stop checking the notifications, stop opening the app, stop looking for something new. At first, it feels wrong, like something is missing, like you forgot to do something important. Your hand still reaches for the phone before you even realize it, and when it's not there, there's this space, this quiet, unfamiliar space. It doesn't feel peaceful, it feels empty, uncomfortable, almost like you don't know what to do with yourself. But if you stay there just a little longer, without trying to fill it, something begins to shift. You start noticing things you ignored, small details, subtle moments, the way the light moves, the way the air feels, the way your thoughts slow down. And then, for the first time in a while, you have a thought that isn't meant for anyone else. No audience, no performance, no approval, just you. And it feels strange, but also real. Now, something begins to come back. Not in big ways, not in ways that anyone else can see, but in small, quiet choices. You choose a book, not because it looks impressive, but because you actually want to read it. You go for a walk, not to post about it, not to prove anything, but just to be there. You leave your phone behind, and for a moment, the world feels a little more real, a little less filtered, a little less performative. You start listening to that small voice, the one that was always there, but got drowned out by everything else. It doesn't shout, it doesn't demand, it just points quietly, and you begin to notice that a simple life, a quiet life, is not a failure. It's a space where something real can actually grow. You start finding small moments that don't need to be shared. A slow cup of tea, a quiet conversation, a thought that stays inside. And for the first time in a long time, you are not trying to become something. You are just being. The blue light is still there. The world hasn't changed, People are still posting, still sharing, still performing, and sometimes you still see it, the perfect moments, the effortless lives, the quiet illusion that once pulled you in, but now it feels different. You don't react the same way. You don't compare the same way. There is a small distance between you and that world. You can see it for what it is, not a truth, just a version, just a surface. And for the first time, you are not trying to catch up. You are not trying to prove anything. You are not trying to be seen. You are just here in your life as it is, messy, quiet, imperfect, real. There is no finish line. There is no judge. There is no moment where everything suddenly becomes perfect. There is only this moment, this breath, this version of your life. And for the first time in a long time, feels enough. The noise is still there, but it no longer controls you. The illusion is still there, but you are no longer inside it. The game didn't end. You just stepped out, and now you are here,